Shadows of a Twisted Mind. Mitchell P.'s random act of terror in the Dutch suburbs. What if a casual hello to a stranger could mean the difference between life and death? Picture this. A young man prowls a peaceful woodland path, knife in hand, hunting for a victim not out of revenge or robbery, but as a cold, calculated experiment to test if his body would let him kill. One passerby greets him warmly and lives. The next, an innocent woman walking her dog, isn't so fortunate. This isn't a scene from a psychological thriller. It's the bone-chilling true story of Mitchell P., a 22-year-old from Hellevoetsluis, whose dark fantasies erupted into a senseless murder that exposed the fragility of everyday safety. Dive with me into this abyss of the human psyche where mental torment meets brutal reality, and uncover how one man's inner demons turned a serene Dutch trail into a scene of horror. The Troubled Shadows. Mitchell P.'s Hidden Demons. Mitchell P. seemed like any other young man from the quiet town of Hellevoetsluis, unassuming, perhaps even ordinary, but beneath that facade lurked a storm of psychological turmoil that had been brewing for years. Psychiatric reports revealed a history riddled with revenge and killing fantasies, vivid daydreams of destruction that haunted his mind like relentless ghosts. Though he had no prior convictions for serious violent crimes listed in public records, his behavior hinted at deep-seated issues that simmered just below the surface, waiting for the right trigger to explode. Experts later described him as grappling with personality disorders that warped his perception of reality, turning everyday impulses into something far more sinister. Sensational detail. Imagine a mind so fractured that harming another isn't driven by motive but by a twisted curiosity. Would his own body rebel against the act or surrender to the darkness? The Fatal Encounter. A random victim in Ravense Hout on a seemingly ordinary day, May 30th, 2024. The serene walking area of Ravense Hout in Hellevoetsluis became the stage for unimaginable brutality. Mitchell P., armed with a knife he deliberately brought along, stalked the paths multiple times that day, scanning for a target. 3. He eyed one passerby, but a friendly greeting disarmed him momentarily. He backed off. Then came 59-year-old Elise Veldboer from nearby Brielle, innocently out walking her dog, oblivious to the predator in her midst. In a flash of calculated violence, P attacked, stabbing her to death in what he later chillingly called an experiment, to see if his body would stop him from crossing that deadly line. The randomness was terrifying. No grudge, no connection, just a life extinguished on a whim. After the deed, P calmly returned to his car on Parallel Weg, where police arrested him. He confessed almost immediately, admitting he wanted to hurt someone, sending shockwaves through the community. The prosecution charged him with premeditated murder, pointing to the premeditation in carrying the weapon and scouting the area. Thrillingly, this act wasn't just impulsive. It was a deliberate plunge into the abyss, highlighting how fragile our sense of security truly is. If these gripping tales of hidden darkness and real-world horrors have you riveted, just like they kept me glued to case files and witness accounts late into the night, do me a favor, subscribe to Behind the Veil Truths on YouTube for more deep dives into the shadows of crime and mystery. Courtroom Revelations, Demands for Justice and Lingering Questions. Fast forward to the tense courtroom in Dordrecht on September 23, 2025, where the full weight of Mitchell P.'s actions unfolded in a dramatic hearing. The public prosecutor's office demanded 16 years in prison, followed by TBS, Stelling, with compulsory treatment, a measure reserved for the most dangerous offenders with psychiatric issues. P. confessed to the desire to inflict pain but remained eerily silent on deeper motives, leaving the court and the public grappling with the why. Psychiatrists testified to his diminished responsibility due to severe personality disorders, painting a picture of a man trapped in his own mental prison. The prosecution's words echoed like a warning. It could have been anyone, underscoring the terrifying unpredictability of such crimes. 1. As of now, the verdict hangs in the balance, expected soon, fueling nationwide debates on mental health support and preventing random acts of violence that could strike anywhere, anytime. Echoes of the unthinkable, a legacy of fear and reflection. Mitchell P.'s case isn't just an isolated tragedy. It's a stark reminder of how unchecked mental anguish can shatter lives in an instant, turning quiet suburbs into potential killing grounds. But here's the question that lingers like a shadow in the night. Could better intervention have stopped this experiment? before it claimed a life? Or are we all just one random encounter away from disaster? If this plunge into the depths of a killer's mind has left you craving more uncovers, from Dutch mysteries to global enigmas, smash that subscribe button on Behind the Veil Truths. Hit the bell, join the quest for hidden truths, and let's expose the veil together. What's your theory on preventing such horrors? Share in the comments below. Stay alert. The next story might be closer than you think.